Okay, ma? Good morning to all of you. So in a previous class, we discussed about when we have performed an experiment, we will have different readings. Okay. Now, if you take all the readings average value, that value we call it as mean average value, mean value of that all the quantities. Clear? Yes. Now, individual that quantities measured value, if you subtract from mean value or average value, you will get absolute error. You will get absolute error. If you are having A1, A2, A3 and so on like this AN. Now if you take average of all this, A mean I am saying, mean. Then what you will do? A1 plus, A2 plus and so on plus AN upon N you will do. Here? Yes. Now, this mean value, you subtract individually from all these numbers. Means A1 minus A mean. This will give you absolute error in first measurement. This is the first measurement what we have done. Now, in that measurement, is there any error? Absolute error. That absolute error is this much. Here, second measurement also, A delta 2, delta A2 is A2 minus A mean. Third measurement, A3 minus A mean or A average. Like this, we will get all the values absolute errors. All the values absolute errors we will get. Here, now one thing you should remember that these values, whatever we are getting here, this may be positive, may be negative. Because this mean value, we will get, this value will be between these all values. Here, if you take 1, 2, 3, 4, the mean value of all these numbers will become what, Nana? 1 plus 2, 3, 3 plus 3, 6, 6 plus 4, 10. 10 by 4. 10 by 4 means 5 by 2. 5 by 2 means 2.5. Okay. Now, if you subtract from this, you will get negative. If you subtract from this, you will get negative. If you subtract from this, you will get positive. That means these absolute errors, they may be positive or may be negative. I am repeating the previous class points only. Okay? Once we will finish that, no, we will come to actual point what we have to discuss today. Okay? Now, all these values again take mean. Means delta A1 modulus. Means we have to take only magnitude. Only positive values we should take. Because this may be positive, may be negative. No, that's why take all positive values only. Delta A1 plus modulus of delta A2 plus modulus of delta AN. Upon how many are there like this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to 1, N. Yes, N. This will give you delta A. Mean absolute error. What we call it? Mean absolute error. This we call it as mean absolute error. Got it? Okay. Now, for this mean absolute error, delta A, if you divide with mean value, this value, mean absolute error, if you divide with mean value, this we call it as relative error. What we call it? Relative error. We should remember this all because problems will come on this topic. Delta A or delta A mean, both are same only. I can write delta A or delta A mean. Both are same only. Okay, na? Someone has raised the question, that's why I am saying. Delta A represents mean absolute error. A also represents mean absolute error. Okay? Here delta A1 I am saying, delta A2 I am saying. This is different. Absolute errors only. Okay? Now, if you take delta A mean, delta A mean absolute error upon mean value, multiply with 100, then this is called as percentage error. Okay, right? Now, upon this, I have given very good example also on that day. Okay, I hope you remember that all. Just numbers I have given, and thereafter with that numbers I have given absolute error what, mean value what, mean absolute error how much, relative error how much, percentage error how much I have given. Clear? Okay, na? Yeah. Now let us move on to next topic, Nana. Very important topic for your objective point of view. Very important. Every year, repeatedly they are asking questions. If you want this year also, recently that September 1st to 6th, they have conducted no shift wise JEE main exam. In that every paper it is there. Okay, so that is called as combination of error. Combination of error means if one person has done experiment, he will get some error. Okay. Now, other experiment he has done, there also he will get some error. Now, somehow because of if you want to get something by adding these two, then he has to add the errors also at that time. Okay. Now, while adding the error, how much combination of error you will get? Or sometimes you need to subtract that error. Then while subtracting, how you have to do? Or sometimes you have to multiply that two. Then how much you will get the error in that multiplication? Sometimes you have to divide 1 upon 1. You should divide. So how much error you will get? This we call it as combination of errors. Okay? Now, first one. Let us see summation of error. Summation of error. Everything it is there in your material. No need to write. Just listen carefully. Listen carefully. Listening is very important. Okay. Listening concentration. Listening with concentration is equal to 1,000 times writing. Okay. Now, let us imagine that you are doing one experiment. In that experiment, okay, yeah. Here I am giving you one best example. Let us imagine here there is a rod is there. One rod is there. One rod, one stick is there. Okay. You have given one task that you have to measure the length of this stick or rod. Okay. Yeah. Now you have got the value as A. Something value you have got. Okay. And each will have after so many times the measurement. Each time you will get the reading. Here mean value you take. Then that mean value subtract with all these numbers. Then you will get absolute error. Let us imagine absolute error in the measurement of A is delta A. Let us imagine. I think you are understanding what I am saying. Now you have given this duster. You are asked to measure this length. You will measure first time. Something 10.2 centimeter you got. Second time measured 10.1 centimeter you got. Somehow you are doing something error you are doing. Clear? Okay. Now what to do? Yes. Now you take the mean value of all these measured values. Okay. I have taken. How? Adding all these numbers divided by sum of the numbers. I get the mean value. Okay. So once I get the mean value, what should I do? That mean value I have to subtract from my measured values. 1, 2, 3, 4 times we have measured. No. From all the numbers we have to subtract. Has got connected now? Okay. So what I am saying? So this you are measuring this distance so many times. Okay. So you will get delta A value means absolute error you will get this value. Okay. Now another one also given for you. Another one also given for you. B rod is given. The measurement is B. Let us imagine. And absolute error in the B rod is delta G. First rod length is A and absolute error in the length is delta A. Second rod length is B. Something value B is something value 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. Okay. And absolute error in the length of second rod is delta B. Now let us join these two. Total length if you want. Let us imagine total length. How you get? By adding these two. Total length, original length. Fixed let us I give it as Z. Z in the sense resultant value. Let us imagine. Z in the sense resultant value of both the rod's length is A plus B. Got it?
Clear? Now I want what is the absolute error in the both the rods? What is the absolute error in both of these two rods? How much? Okay. So this is my question. Delta A individually I have delta A, and second rod also individually I have delta B. Okay. Two rods are given for us. First rod length is original length is L, and absolute error in the original length is delta A. First rod original length is A, and absolute error in that length is delta A. Second rod original length is B, and absolute error in that length is delta B. Okay. Now we have to add these two. How much length, total length you will get? You will get A plus B. This I am calling as something else, different name Z. That is the result. Okay. So original length will become A plus B. Then what about absolute errors in that length? A is having, this is having delta A error something, and B is also having delta B error something. When you join these two, how much these errors become? Delta A and delta B, how much it will become? That is my question. Absolute error, how much? Clear? Okay? Yeah. Now, see A value, you can guess A plus or minus delta A. Because any value you will get the absolute error, the total value of that reading will lies between. I have given like this. I think you have remembered this point. That means if you are having A1, A2, A3, and so on, AN. Mean value A1 plus A2 plus and so on, AN upon N. Here? Yes. Absolute error delta A1 you get, delta A2 you get, delta A3 you get. Like this you get. No? Yes or no? No. Mean of all this you get, delta A mean you get. Delta A1 plus and so on, delta AN upon N. Correct? Yes. Now what I am saying is, this any number of these all will lie between A plus or minus delta A only. Means A plus delta A and A minus delta A. Between these two only your number will lie. Clear? Between these two numbers only your number will be there. Okay? Now, what I am saying, this A value will be A plus or minus delta A. And B value also will become B plus or minus delta B. Plus or minus delta. Okay? So, total these two readings I have written it as A plus or minus delta A, total number. Okay. Some students are saying that not understood, sir. Okay, so I'll explain one more time. You are having two rods, you should know. First rod A is A, second rod B is B. Okay? Now, yeah. I'll explain one more time. Let us imagine this is rod A. And length is A. And delta A means absolute error in this rod is delta A. Clear? Now, total length of this rod can be written as, A plus or minus delta A. We can write like this. Total length with that error, it can be written as A plus or minus delta A. Teach with an example. Time is not there. That's why I am skipping that example taking. Otherwise, I can take that. Students, they are asking, sir, one example. Yeah, I can give you example also. Now only 9:30. Only 10 minutes is there. Okay, let me explain with example also. Yeah. So let us imagine this length is equal to 3 centimeters. Okay? Now delta L is equal to 0.3 centimeter. Okay? Got it? Now you take L plus or minus delta L. Means you get L means what is 3 plus or minus 0.3. One time you take plus 3 plus 0.3. Okay? One time you take minus 3 minus 0.3. 3 plus 0.3 is 3.3 centimeters. 3 minus 0.3 is 2.7 centimeters. Got it? That means 2.7 is less than 3 is less than 3.3. And then like this? Yes. That means this 3 is what we have. It lies between what 2.7 is what? L minus delta L. Means L minus delta L. 3.3 is what? L plus delta L. L plus delta L. Means any number that lies always between these two. What it means? If I take this is A and this is delta A, the total number can be written as A plus or minus delta A. Now I hope you understand now. And B not also same, it has written as B plus or minus delta B. Delta indicates absolute error in length. Here length. It may be length, it may be breadth, it may be mass, it may be radius, something else, number. Okay? What I'm saying? This this number 3 always has between L plus delta L and L minus delta L. L minus delta L and L plus delta L. It means these two only two less. So that's why what I'm taking total length of the rod can be written as L plus or minus delta L. Here I'm taking A plus or minus delta L because I don't know what I'm measuring. I can measure length, I can measure the breadth, I can measure the thickness also. What is that's why just the name something A I have given. Okay, I hope you understand now. Okay, so any number that can be represented as A is there means total reading can be written as A plus or minus delta A. B is there means B plus or minus delta B. Okay, now this total can be written as Z plus or minus delta Z. The total Z value can be written as Z plus or minus delta Z. Okay, now I'm writing Z plus or minus delta Z is equal to. Okay, now I am writing all these in this value. Okay, so what is it? A plus or minus delta A plus or plus B plus or minus delta B. Okay, just remove this bracket. Okay, Z plus or minus delta Z can be written as A plus B and then S plus or minus delta A plus or minus delta B. And then take this S. This B I have written here. That's it. Okay, na? B I have written there. Okay, na? Yes. Now Z plus or minus delta Z can be written as what is A plus B? A plus B I have taken as Z. I'm writing Z. Okay? Plus or minus delta A plus or minus delta B. Got it now? This Z is cancelled. Got it? Means what will get delta Z? Delta Z will get as delta A plus or minus delta B. If you take that plus or minus also common, here plus or minus delta Z is equal to plus or minus take common from this. What do you get? Delta A plus delta B. Means delta Z. I want this to you. Delta Z is what? Delta A plus delta B. Yes, this is the answer. Means just by remembering this formula, you can give the answers orally. Okay. Now I'll tell you how they will ask you questions. That much simple question they won't ask you, but let me give one example also. Okay. I hope now you understand clearly, very clearly. Now I am giving you one example. Okay. Now see, now you are measuring two lengths, two rods length. You are measuring. Okay. This rod value is given as 2 plus or minus 0.2. This rod is given as 3 plus or minus 0.1 in centimeters. In centimeters, it is also in centimeters is given. Okay? Okay. Now I want. What is the total reading? Total reading is Z plus or minus delta Z. How much I want? Okay? Got it? I want this. Is question mark. If you add these two, if you are adding, Z indicates A plus B. Z indicates A plus B here. Summation only I am giving example. Okay? So what is the total error? Total reading of the total length of these two rods when they are added together. Okay? Yeah. So Z is what A plus B. Okay. What is A value here? This is A, this is delta A. This is B, this is delta B. Are you getting? A value is 2 plus B value is 3. Total value is 5. So here in the case of Z, we can keep 5. We have 1. Next, we want delta Z. Delta Z when two lengths are added together, not only two lengths, 3 new physical quantities. If they are added together, length I have taken just for one example. It may be any physical quantity, but both the sides, here and here, the physical quantity should be same. Here mass you take, here also mass should be there. Here you take volume, here also volume should be there. Here you take speed, here also should be there. Like that. When you do physical quantities are added together, then relative error in that total relative error in the result will be equal to sum of the absolute errors in the individual quantities. What I am saying, when two physical quantities are added together, the total resultant error in the result is equal to sum of absolute errors in the individual quantities. In the individual quantities, how much absolute error is there? That error we should add. Means here also delta A plus delta B. What is delta A? 0.2. What is delta B? 0.1. So total 0.3. So your Z plus or minus delta Z will become Z is 5 plus or minus 0.3. Your answer. I hope you understand this very clearly. Clear? That means what is the thing you should remember is when two numbers, when Z is equal to A plus B, when two physical quantities are added together, okay, then absolute error in the result. In this result, absolute error is equal to sum of absolute error of individual quantities. A is having some absolute error, B is also having some absolute error. That two absolute error if you have, you will get absolute error in the result also. Okay, this is the point you should remember. This they won't ask you this derivation I have given. No, this is not important. Just this is important. This is important. You should remember. Clear? Okay? Yeah. Now, sometimes we need to subtract the numbers also. We need to subtract the numbers also. So what we do? Okay? Now, see, you are having two numbers. A is given as A plus or minus delta A. That means total reading A is equal to main reading and some uncertainty, some doubt, absolute error. B is also having B plus or minus delta B. Now your result is given as A minus B. The result is given as subtraction of these two quantities. Means this result can be written as Z plus or minus delta Z. Okay, is equal to how much? The result how to get that result? Z plus or minus delta. Okay, yeah. What it means? We have to write this delta also in this format. That is what I am saying. Okay. Now let us subtract that. Z plus or minus delta Z can be written as. What is A? A in the sense A plus or minus delta A. A plus or minus delta A. Next, then what is the number? Minus. I think you are understanding what I am saying. Minus B. B is what now? B plus or minus delta B is bracket. Now Z plus or minus delta Z can be written as A plus or minus delta A minus B. This will become minus R plus delta B. Yes. Because of this minus, plus R minus will become minus R plus. Just I have written like that to understand. Okay. Minus R plus R minus because now Z plus R minus delta Z can be written as A. Now ready B here. Minus B plus R minus delta A minus R plus delta B. Okay. Yeah.
Minus or plus R, we can write plus or minus only. Because plus or minus, when it is multiplied with minus, you will get again plus or minus only. R it is. Okay. Now, Z plus or minus delta Z will become A minus B. What is A minus B? A minus B is Z. According to question. Okay, Z plus or minus delta A plus delta B. I'm taking plus or minus common. This we can take. Okay. This Z cancel. This plus or minus cancel. Okay. Delta Z is equal to delta A plus delta B. That means again we have got the result that absolute error in the result is equal to sum of again sum of absolute errors in the individual quantities. That means when two physical quantities having some absolute errors are subtracted, then result will have absolute error which is equal to sum of absolute errors in the individual quantities. Whether the result is summation or subtraction, addition or subtraction, whether the result is addition or subtraction, the result absolute error is always addition of absolute errors in the individual quantities. I hope you understand this point very clearly. Now I'll give you one question. Okay. So length of the individual quantity is given as 1 plus or minus 0.1. Okay. Next breadth of, okay. Again another length also given. L dash is given. Okay. That is this is at like 3. This is 1 plus or minus 0.2 or 0.4. Okay. Just I'm giving you one example. Now I want Z is equal to L minus delta L. L minus delta. I want this value. What is the absolute error in Z? That Z is defined according to me as L minus L dash. What is absolute error in Z? It is subtraction. Whether it is subtraction, absolute error in Z is given as delta Z is equal to delta A plus delta B. Okay. Delta A is what now? This is delta A. First quantity I am taking this. This second quantity. Here, this is can be written as A plus or minus delta A. This can be written as B plus or minus delta B. Okay. Delta A is how much? 0.1 plus delta B how much? 0.4. So total value will become 0.5. Okay. If you write your result in this format, you have to write Z is equal to Z plus or minus delta Z. You should write it as A minus B plus or minus delta A plus delta B. Okay. A minus B means this is A, this is B. 3 minus 1. Your Z value is what? L minus L dash. L value is 3 minus L dash is 1 is 2. Means here it is 2 plus or minus delta A plus delta B is nothing but already we also got it 0.1. This is what answer. So it is very clear for you. Yes or no? In next class, we will see how you will get the answer when you are multiplied and when you take the ratio of two numbers. Okay, let us see in next.